Hello, welcome back to a brand new video. Hope everyone is doing well. Quick start to the week. It is Tuesday. We have already secured a trade on GBPUSD 12k in profit, which is crazy. Honestly, it was probably the fastest trade I've ever been in. Literally entered and I don't know if it was an hour or just over and we were done. So insane, which I will be breaking that down for you guys. Anything else we get up to, which we have a few exciting things. We are going to a concert tomorrow, and we are also going to some Halloween wedding kind of elopement party, I guess. I don't know what the proper name is, so anyway, but we'll see what we get up to. But if there's any more trades, I'll for sure let you know. But yeah, let's get right into the video. Now for the breakdown part of the video. First things first, weekly time frame. Let's go. Easy stuff, okay? There's two things that could potentially happen. I'll give you guys also a breakdown for the future a little bit too. So two potential things that could happen from now. We could either use this area of interest as potentially a place to bounce up from and continue to push higher, or ideally, if we do a little break, retest to then sell, this would be perfect because if we do enter in and around this area, we can target this weekly structure point. Obviously, over time, it's not going to shoot away there. Well, it could, you never know, but realistically, that area could be targeted. However, for me, this week, obviously, super simple. We had a beautiful break, wick retest, so I am looking for those sells. The daily time frame is looking very, very nice. Same exact thing, right? We had a high, low, then we created lower low. We're now retesting this zone, and that's when I look to go over to the 4-hour time frame to, again, wait for the same thing, break and retest, right? Also, at the current moment, we do have a head and shoulders pattern here with a left shoulder, head, and then a right shoulder. So again, as we talked about on the weekly, we could potentially see price doing this, which, great example here. The daily could potentially push up and retest the zone ever so slightly to then have that push lower, okay? So that's also another opportunity, just in case someone didn't take this one, okay? Now, the 4-hour time frame was hovering, creating high highs, high lows a little bit, which is fine. So all I was simply waiting for was a shift of structure, retest to then sell. And as you can see, we do have a wick retest, and if you guys remember, if you guys watched the previous breakdowns and previous videos, you know that wick retest also counts. However, they do make it slightly harder to place your stop loss, and the reason being is we personally, and the community, the students, we like to put our stop loss at a previous structure point, right? Because if you look at this example, this is still fine. If we go down to the lower time frame, this is okay. We do have at a structure point. If we do go this way, we are shifting back bullish. However, the 4-hour time frame does like to obviously have that break and that retest. Since this is a wick retest, we can still have the body. There have been many examples where we could have the wick retest and then the body follows, or we could just have the wick and price goes lower. It just depends on the example. However, with this example, price could go up all the way to this area, have a slightly higher retest, and then push lower. If that did happen, we would be stopped out, okay? And the reason for that is the previous structure point, where at the time this is our lower low, right, and this is our lower high. So our stop loss should technically be above here, just to be extra safe. However, that then, if that happens, that eats into your risk to reward, and it doesn't even allow you to have a 1-to-1. Okay, I like to have a minimum of 1-to-2. That's just one super small thing to consider. I mean, I can enter it because I'm okay with the risk. Sometimes if it doesn't look clean and it's just a messy kind of prices hovering and super compact and a little bit weird, then obviously I won't. But a wick retest is also valid. I just want you guys to remember and keep that in the back of your head, that price can stop you out for no reason really, and you can still be correct because it still has a little bit of room to push up to then go lower, okay? So just keep that in mind. Obviously, this is still very valid. Before somebody says this is still valid, it's okay. It's just something to be aware of. So anyway, so we did get that wick retest, which then meant go down to the lower time frame, simply the same thing, break, retest to then sell. Like I said, if we do potentially get another entry, maybe I'll re-enter, but we'll see what happens. The daily still has a bit of room to retest, then sell. Still have plenty of opportunities, right? But I know you guys are probably thinking, oh, this looks so simple. Trust me, it is, okay? Once you understand the system, once you understand all the rules that you have to follow, it's literally like following it step by step by step. This also links to me not trading every single week. I honestly didn't expect this to play out so fast. However, it did, so obviously we took the trade. There are still other trades which are very, very valid and could still play out, but I'll see if I want to enter. If I don't, I mean, I'm pretty happy with this. It played out very, very fast, in fact, so I didn't even expect it to do that, but plenty of opportunities even on this pair. One more thing I want to say, and don't worry, this isn't a sit down video. I literally just want to say this point super fast, just because we have been winning a good amount lately. I want you guys to understand, number one, less is more. You don't need to trade every single day to make more money. I say this over and over and over again. It's going to get boring. Okay? It will finally click, and you'll finally understand that you don't need to trade every day. And I know what you're going to say, oh, I don't have enough money. Yes, okay, I agree. You're not going to be able to make 40k, 50k, huge amounts with £100, $100, right? It just doesn't make sense. Maybe over time, but right away you won't be able to. The solution to that is simply learning the skill. Once you learn the skill, you can get funded. I don't promote any prop firms. I don't promote any brokers, none of that stuff, okay? However, once you have the skill, you can become funded. If you have, for example, 100k, 200k account, right, and you pass even 10k, if you make less than 1,000 and extra per month, right, it might not change your life, but it's definitely going to help, okay? So I think you guys are looking way far ahead. Like, a lot of people on social media, because they see people driving this, driving that, like, mark my words, I will be driving a Lambo too. Like, I will, okay? I want one too. However, you have to be realistic, okay? You can't go from I know nothing about trading or I've been losing, and then next week, next month, I'm going to have a Lambo. It's just not realistic, okay? So set yourself realistic goals. Less is more. There are always opportunities in the markets. And most importantly, remember, I take losses too, okay? Literally like 3 videos ago, I think it's titled How to Avoid Unnecessary Losses. I took a loss on GU, okay? And I show it to you guys. The reason I take so little losses is because of the rules and the criteria that we have. It's very specific. If I don't get exactly everything I need, I don't enter. Because don't get me wrong, I'm not ashamed to show you my losses. I just have so little, just because there's weeks where I literally don't take any trades, okay? So there's 2 weeks, 3 weeks where I take 0 trades, and sometimes people say, oh, why are you not taking any trades? There's opportunities in the markets. Yes, guys, there are always opportunities in the markets, okay? But it doesn't mean that your opportunity is right for me, okay? Same business opportunities. You don't see people entering new businesses every single week, right? Like, I'm not going to start a new business today and then start another one tomorrow, then the next day, then the next day. Like, you need to think about this. You need to think, okay, is it worth it? Way up this, way up that. Like, it's the same with trading, okay? Obviously, I'm a swing trader, so it's a little bit different. However, it's the same principle. It just becomes, just because your opportunity is right for you, it doesn't mean it's going to be right for me. So remember, losses happen. It's normal. But if you have a strategy and if you have very specific rules that allow you to avoid those unnecessary losses, you are winning. Like, you are winning, okay? Losses happen. It's normal. But try and avoid the unnecessary losses like we talked about in that video. And just whenever I lose, I show you guys, whether it's Instagram or here, they happen. Make sure your wins are bigger than your losses, and you learn from your losses, and you don't take losses that you don't need to, okay? I know everything sounds simple, but trust me, so many people get this confused and they kind of look over this, but it's so important, okay? Everybody's trading is different. If you want to do something, if you want to be a trader, whatever it is, just put the time in. Don't look at excuses. Oh, I don't have time. I have work. Okay. So does everybody else. Okay. So does everybody else. If you can spend 10 minutes watching this video, if you can spend 10 minutes scrolling on TikTok, Instagram, whatever it is, you can spend 10 minutes in bettering your future. And I'm not trying to be a motivational speaker. I'm just trying to speak the truth. Okay. If you really want something badly, you will go get it. Update on the chickens and the rooster. Kevin is here. Obviously, that's him. I always come in here to, like, give them food outside. They have their food inside. I'll show you guys what it looks like. So they've been... Thanks, Kevin. They've been going a bit crazy, and, like, we just put all of this new stuff in, and now it's all, like, weird because they're going crazy. Anyway, they have the water, the stuff, they sleep together, whatever. Even though they have all that stuff, like, all their food and stuff outside, I always like to come out here. He's going crazy. What's going on? I like to come out here and, like, give them, just throw it down for them and give them food. They still have this, like, small thing until they get bigger and we can kind of, like, let them out. But anyway, I'll show you guys how I feed them, I guess. I've just given them a bunch of food here, but I just throw it out and they end up eating it. And they go crazy. Kevin completely terrorizes them. They're so scared of him because they're just little, they're still small, and he's pretty young, but I don't know. They'll get used to him. Anyway, side story, the other day, well, this was actually this week, I'm pretty sure. I was literally downstairs, look out the window, and I see Kevin out there. He's just walking around minding his business. He escaped. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh, he's gone. He was just funny. He was just going out for a little stroll. But anyway, that's the chickens. If you're ever bored, get yourself some chickens. Hopefully they start bringing eggs soon. I'm excited for that. I never knew I'd be a farmer, but here we have it. This quick update. We are now waiting in line to get in. First of all, Personally, I've never been to a concert before, so this is why. It's absolutely freezing. There's so many people.
Okay, it's Oklahoma and it just got cold.
It's crazy, but I'm excited to see what happens.
I didn't know doors open at 6:30 and doors don't open right at 6:30. There's a line outside. I thought everyone had seats, so I don't know why.
Who knows? But we want to get merch. I want to get a top so I can put it over this and it look cool, but I just want to say a big thank you to everyone that came to my live weekly breakdown. If you guys do want to join the community, we have been absolutely smashing it lately. Let me show you some results. But we have the full trading strategy. We have our live call on Sunday to go through the pairs every single week, so you know, and we are both on the same page. You can ask questions live, and you have a bunch of other people who are also there for you. And it's not a massive community. I keep it super small. There are only limited spaces just because I want to be able to work with everyone. It's not like I have thousands of people in there. They all ask me questions, and I never get round to answering them. It's not the point of having a community. It's gradually building it up, gradually having people move from A to B, and then we can accept new people. So I'll show you the results now. They've been absolutely crushing it. Super proud of them. And if you are interested, make sure to click the link in bio and book a call with my team and see if you qualify. Like Joe, top student right here, always catching the trades. Big M, love it. We have David, Noel, just joined. This is since joining. Then we have obviously Manhart, Adam, a bunch of people making themselves good money. So I'm very excited, and honestly it makes me more happy to see others win than when I take a trade and win. It's just something about it. I don't even know how to explain it. I'm here to help you guys, and I want to change your trading and make sure you keep it simple and don't overcomplicate things and do things that you don't actually need to do. So if you do want to join, click the link in bio, and hopefully I'll see you guys in there. The only trade I took this week was the GBPUSD trade. However, we had EURUSD, AUD CAD, NZD CAD, a bunch of trades that played out. So I want to run you through them. They're all basically the same because we wait for the same thing. However, the more breakdowns we do, the easier it will be for you guys to understand. So let's get into it. EURUSD, a pair that we know from last week. We were in it a little bit. Obviously didn't end up hitting take profit because we closed early, broke our rules, all of that stuff last video. Anyway, this week though, it started doing some very lovely things. This is the weekly time frame. Obviously, super simple, break, retest to then sell, right? Like it doesn't get cleaner than this. I mean, it can get cleaner, but you know what I mean. It's pretty clean, break, retest to then sell. Daily time frame, beautiful. We do also have a potential little wonky, but it is their head and shoulders. So we've got a left shoulder if we want to force it, head, and then a right shoulder here. So technically for next week, if you are interested, we can potentially wait for some sort of retest, whether it's this area or potentially slightly higher to here. I don't really want to have that zone up there because it is rather big, but just know that we can see a pullback, whether it's here or slightly higher. Anywhere in between this lower low, lower high, we are good to then potentially look for those sells, so keep that in mind. However, obviously this week we continue to have that push, wick retest, which meant that we can actually enter off of this zone, we can enter off of this zone. 4 hour, beautiful break, beautiful retest, and even better, push towards the downside, right? So if we have everything we need, okay, it's really, I feel like I'm repeating myself over and over again. Let me know if you guys actually want me to continue doing breakdowns, because I feel like I'm saying the same thing over and over again, like, because it's just what I look for every single time, right? If I don't get this, I can't move on to this. Lower time frame, okay, for example, 1 hour, beautiful break, beautiful retest to then sell. Okay, like let's say we're taking the trade, this is just a random entry, right? But let's say we're taking the trade, stops above this area, which the stop loss then goes above your potential lower high, so that if you do get stopped out, we are 100% in the wrong. Okay, that's absolutely fine. Targeting minimum 1 to 2, but obviously this works out perfect because these are the 4 hour lows. Always start on the 4 hour, be like, okay, are we targeting this area, are we targeting this, because price can easily have a reaction from here. As we know, we could have exited with a 1 to 2. Go down to the daily real quick. The next structure point to target could potentially be this one by force. Like you can think, oh, okay, there is a small structure point. It's not really like super clean because it only has like these, but you could classify it. The next one would ideally be here, here, and these. So you still have a bunch of room to kind of push lower. Same on the weekly time frame. Check that. This is where the 4 hours and continue to push lower. So we have plenty of room to continue to sell, right? However, remember that retest to then sell for the upcoming weeks. The other trades are exactly the same, guys. Like for example, NZD CAD, like I put this on here just for you guys to see. For example, daily the weekly time frame, beautiful, break, retest, and then sell. It's the same exact thing, right? We simply wait. The backbone of the strategy is break and retest. Daily time frame also, still very much so bearish, so we have a bunch of room here. We are hovering in and around this zone, so I was literally waiting for some sort of wick. Obviously, I didn't actually enter this trade, so I wasn't actively watching it, but we need some sort of reaction for when price actually reaches this area to see, okay, what are we going to do? Are we going to push? Are we going to go? What is it? So when price reaches this zone on the daily, we can go down to the 4 hour, okay? The 4 hour very simply was creating high highs, higher lows. We then shifted bearish, okay? We're shifting bearish, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. So once you see something like this, beautiful break, this is clean. You know, you potentially could have taken the trade on the pullback to here. However, very crucial, we did end up shifting bullish, okay? This is our low low, this is our low high. We body closed above, creating a new high high, which meant that we have to wait for the 4 hour to shift bearish again, okay? Otherwise, there's no point taking the trade, because where do you know where to enter, okay? So beautiful break, beautiful retest. As we have this retest, once again, we go down to the lower time frames. We can zoom into here. Daily, 1 hour, beautiful break, retest, sell. And then this is even a 1 to 3, this one is, okay? If you held it all the way down there, a 1 to 2 would be right here. But again, your stops, like if we bring it back to where it was, your stops are above a potential 4 hour structure point, okay? Because this is our low low, this is our low high. So always make sure your stop loss is in a place where if it gets hit, you are wrong. Obviously the GU trade was slightly different because we had our stop loss above the wick. However, it's fine, you know. And AUD CAD, the trade that I gave out in the Discord, played out as well, okay? Yes, we were talking about it here, but it means we're still creating high highs, high lows. We're still waiting for the same thing, which is 4 hour shifter structure, right? So if this is our high high, this is our high low, break, retest, sell, okay? Same exact thing over and over again. Zoom into this area. 1 hour, break, retest, sell. Beautiful, beautiful, okay? So many opportunities this week. I only ended up taking GU because obviously I don't feel the need to do more, but you can. If the opportunity is there, there's no reason for you not to take the trade. Like I could have easily taken it. I was just happy with what I had and didn't feel the need to take more. But all of the trades are extremely simple. They're all exactly the same, just in different parts of the market. So make sure you capitalize on that. So yeah, let's see what next week brings, but pretty happy for this week. Plenty of opportunities. With all that being said, thank you once again to each and every single one of you guys. You don't understand how much it means to me when you comment, when you like just saying something means a lot. And I know the YouTube channel isn't massive or anything, but I appreciate every single thing and I read all the comments, so thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video. The 100 to 5k challenge is starting soon. I have opened up a new account, put that in there, so get ready. I think it's going to have to be pre-recorded in terms of I can update you guys on my Instagram live, oh, this is going on, but the actual video of the week will have to be until I complete the challenge or when I fail, whatever it is, it'll have to be episode 1 to episode 2 or 3, however many we have, and then we can post them all one after the other. Let me know how you would want it. But I feel if I do one this week and then I don't take trades for 2 weeks, then it's oh, we've forgotten about the challenge, you know what I mean? So let me know what you think. Enough waffle. Make sure to comment and subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you once again.